Hi once more, and welcome to our 108th test and measurement video. Today, in a Tektronix MDO3000 series oscilloscope, we'll see what happens when we press Acquire. This small button is located on the right side of the front panel between the horizontal position and scale knobs. It is not a lighted button and not very prominent, but it is the gateway to a huge amount of functionality. First, we need a signal to work on. We have run a BNC cable from AFG out on the rear panel to the channel 1 analog input on the front panel, which is on by default when you power up the instrument. Pressing AFG, sine is the default waveform, and that will be fine for today's demonstration. Pressing the Acquire button, the horizontal acquisition menu appears. There are 7 menu items, 5 of which have vertical submenus, and we'll discuss each in turn. Sample mode simply retains the first sampled point from each acquisition interval of the waveform that is displayed. Note that we are dealing with each acquisition interval, not each acquisition. Each waveform has a set number of acquisition intervals, and if they recur with sufficient frequency, the analog waveforms can be digitized with perfect fidelity in accord with the Nyquist theorem. The acquisition modes appear in the vertical menu at the right side of the screen. The next acquisition mode is Peak Detect. In this acquisition mode, the highest and lowest of all the samples contained in 2 consecutive acquisition intervals are used. This mode works only with real-time, non-interpolated sampling, and it is useful for catching high-frequency glitches. High-resolution mode calculates the average of all the samples for each acquisition interval. This mode also works only with real-time, non-interpolated sampling. High resolution provides a higher resolution waveform, but it comes at the cost of lower bandwidth display. Envelope mode finds the highest and lowest record points over all acquisitions. Envelope uses Peak Detect for each individual acquisition. Average mode calculates the average value for each record point over a user-specified number of acquisitions. Average uses sample mode for each individual acquisition. Use average mode to reduce random noise. The second item in the acquisition menu is record length. Pressing the associated soft key toggles it on and off. The vertical submenu lists the available record lengths in number of points: 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 5 million, and 10 million. Delay in the horizontal menu can be toggled on and off using the associated soft key. When it is toggled on, the horizontal position knob determines the amount of delay. Turning it counterclockwise increases the delay. This moves the trigger point relative to the displayed waveform. The purpose of delay is to acquire waveform detail that is significantly separated from the trigger point along the x-axis, which is to say time. Pressing the soft key associated with horizontal position in the horizontal acquisition menu, the vertical horizontal position menu appears. Then, using multipurpose knob A, the horizontal position can be set at a desired interval in time. Notice that if you do this, the trigger point moves horizontally away from its usual position corresponding to units of time on the x-axis. Pressing the soft key associated with the next acquisition mode, Waveform Display, brings up a vertical submenu that permits the user to remove interpolation so that the waveform is comprised of dots only. Toggle it on or off. Persistence sets the amount in units of time or keeps the default auto, and toggles off and on XY display, which consists of Lissajous figures. Previous videos demonstrated these interesting patterns, and they will be revisited soon in a future video. Thanks for watching. New videos are added periodically, so check back frequently.